Yo, what is up YouTube? James back here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we have the Mega Latios team once again with Mega Latios, Xurkitree, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Mamoswine and Xurkitree. Let's get started and play some games. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, highly recommend go check it out as always. And of course, all the other previous episodes if you have missed them. But so far, this team has been doing alright so far. I've been getting more and more used to it, and I feel like I've done better with this team than I originally anticipated. So hopefully we can continue that, as we got Mark from the United States of New Jersey, 1736 rating, as our first opponent with the team of Salamence, Tapu Bulu, Volcarona, Milotic, Togedemaru, and the Nihilego. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. How do I like my position? Cause it's strange. I do like Latios a lot. Latios does put in a ton of work. My Kartana can put in a decent amount of work if I play it right. I do like having Latios. The problem is I really would love having Xurkitree just sweep my opponent's team potentially, because it could do really well. But there's always the fact that the Togedemaru is going to be something that's really going to be hard to handle. I think I gotta bring Kartana, because Kartana is my only way of really effectively handling the Nihilego as well as the Milotic combined. I need to make sure I can handle the Volcarona too. I'm thinking maybe going Latios Fini isn't too bad here, I think, with Kartana and Incineroar in the back. Like, I think I could see Mamoswine doing some work, but I'm a little bit worried about the Volcarona specifically. The Volcarona is just such a threatening Pokemon, I feel like. So, you know what, let's go with these 4 Pokemon and we'll see how this goes. So, this matchup's going to be interesting. There's a lot of tools that my opponent has. Resources with the Togedemaru Lightning Rod, which makes me a little bit worried to bring Xurkitree, since I'm pretty sure Togedemaru and Volcarona are coming. I could see Salamence, and I think you would probably... Would you have to bring Tapu Bulu? I could see Tapu Bulu being brought. We're going to see the Volcarona Togedemaru come out, though, against my Latios and my Tapu Fini. And probably just a Tailwind is pretty safe here. I could go for a Tailwind and maybe Calm Mind. Yeah, I think Tailwind plus Calm Mind's alright. I could go on an Incineroar. Incineroar wouldn't be too bad here, because I can get Intimidate onto Togedemaru. There are a bunch of options I do have. I don't know who you're going to fake out, because I think you could make an argument for either slot to fake out. So I think I am going to attempt a Tailwind here, and I'm just going to Calm Mind with my Fini. Yeah, because I don't think there should be anything threatening my Fini for a knockout. So I'm either going to get a Tailwind or a Calm Mind. Either one's decently alright here in this position, as we're going to see the Latios come out. Baek, I'm going to come out into my Fini slot, okay? We'll get Tailwind, and let's see. I'm a bit worried if this Volcarona does carry Bug Buzz, but otherwise I should be fine. We're just going to see a standard Quiver Dance, okay. So I'm guessing it's Z-move on the Volcarona, but I don't know. The standard Volcarona set you usually tend to see is going to be something like Giga Drain, Fire Move, Quiver Dance, and Protect. So if it doesn't carry Bug Buzz, it could carry Bug Buzz over Giga Drain, but I'm not exactly too sure. I mean, I could really see that option. I could go on in a Incineroar. I could fire off a Psyshock, which I don't think is too bad. I think I'm going to just fire off Psyshock and Muddy Water. I want to spread damage right away. Breaking a Togedemaru's potential Focus Sash sounds amazing to me. We're going to see the Volcarona Protect here, and the Protect from the Togedemaru. I could have Calm Minded there. Calm Mind might have been a better play, but I think it's alright here. I didn't want my Fini potentially being Encored, which could have been like the worst possible position for me, I feel like, in this game. So I don't feel too bad about that. Again, I will go for the same plays of Muddy Water plus Psyshock here and try to get some damage on this Volcarona. Psyshock will probably do at least 40%, depending on how bulky this Volcarona. It could be even a 2-hit knockout, especially with the Muddy Water chip damage. So Psyshock going to come out into the Volcarona. Does so much damage. It's a critical hit. Unfortunate for my opponent. A Togedemaru avoids the Muddy Water. Volcarona doesn't, so I will be able to knock out the Volcarona. But yeah, I mean, kind of got some stuff that I wanted. I mean, I got to knock down Volcarona. It's a double crit. There's not much I could do about that. I'm not sure if Psyshock plus Muddy Water would have knocked out. I mean, it could have, depending on the Volcarona's EV spread. As we're going to see the Zing Zap into Tapu Fini. Not going to be able to pick up a knockout. And yeah, I'm in a pretty good spot after that. But missing the I guess missing the Togedemaru also kind of sucks because of the fact that I was going to be able to break a potential Focus Sash on the Togedemaru, and most Togedemarus do carry that Focus Sash item. So a little bit unfortunate right there, but I guess I'll take the trade for getting rid of Volcarona. Volcarona was an annoying Pokemon to deal with. We'll see what comes out for my opponent. It is going to be that Nihilego, so not really too concerned about the Nihilego. I do kind of want to break the Togedemaru's Focus Sash, I think, with Ice Beam. I think getting my Kartana, yeah. Since I'm not really too worried about Nihilego, Nihilego really can't do much to my team regardless, so I think I'm in an okay spot. I'll get in Kartana, as Nihilego's going to protect here, which I feel like it was forced to, but I was fine even if it didn't anyway. We'll see if the Togedemaru protects. It doesn't, so I do get an Ice Beam off, and it was trying to catch Salamence on the switch in just in case, so I get a bit of damage on that Togedemaru. We see the Iron Head actually come out into the Latios, but that's really not doing too much damage. The Tailwind's going to peter out, but that's alright. I do want to save my Latios. Okay, one of these is Sash. I don't know who is Sash, though. I think Feeny is an okay mid-ground play, and just going for the Smart Strike into the Nihilego. I could double up the Nihilego because I could see Salamence coming in for the Nihilego slot. I think Togedemaru has to be the Focus Sash on this team. I'm pretty sure this Nihilego's a different item. I don't want... Well, then again, I could go for a Psyshock in the Nihilego, but I don't want it to risk being Sash just in case. I'll just go for the Smart Strike and switch out. I want to preserve my Latios because Latios is pretty handy for that Salamence specifically, which I feel like is useful. So I'm going to bring out my Feeny. I could also activate my Berry here, as we're going to see Togedemaru retreat. Is that Salamence? Yeah, it is Salamence. Okay. So that's not too bad of a trade right here, as I'll be able to get some chip. Well, probably knock out the Nihilego, I would assume. And Power Gem's probably going to come out. Or Sludge Bomb will knock out my Feeny, which I do not mind the trade right there. So Feeny is going to go down. Again, I do not mind that trade. As, let's see, Beast Boost. If it is Sash, no, it's Life Orb, okay. So I will be able to get Smart Strike off into the Nihilego, get rid of that Nihilego, great. Now I gotta figure out how to position my Latios correctly. As Beast Boost activates. Okay, we bring out Incineroar here, because I want that Intimidate off into the Salamence slot. I could have brought in Latios and baited the Intimidate into the Salamence, but I think it's fine. I'll go on Incineroar. I feel like you have to fake out the Incineroar, and maybe you're going to go for like a... I don't know, this is Special Salamence Draco Meteor. I did play this wrong, but I don't think it would be Special Salamence on this team. I think it has to be Physical, because my opponent has a lot of special attackers anyway, and Milotic plus Salamence is best utilized on the Physical Salamence. I don't want Dragon Dance going up. I think going for Snatch and Sacred Sword's an okay play. I'm a bit worried if my opponent goes for Spiky Shield plus Dragon Dance though, but if I fake out the Salamence, we're in a stalemate where my opponent can't do anything the following turn, so you know what, I will go for that play. So Salamence is going to Mega Evolve. We'll find out what my opponent does. I just don't want my opponent to set up a Dragon Dance, because if you set up a Dragon Dance, I have to Intimidate again so my Latios can survive an attack. So let's see what my opponent is going to go for. Spiky Shield from the Togedemaru, which is a good play for my opponent, as we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. I will Snatch, attempting, but it might be just a 2 KO target into my Kartana. We are going to see the double edge here. Okay. Which is fine. Yeah. Since we've seen Iron Head, Zing Zap, Fake Out, Spiky Shield, we are good against the Togedemaru. You have to double up. I'm not sure if a double up knocks out my Kartana at this point. I'm going to Flare Blitz here. And Sacred Sword to Togedemaru. I don't think you Dragon Dance in this position. Yeah, you're just going to keep double edging. Okay. So Kartana should survive this. You have to double it up. I will get a guaranteed knockout on Togedemaru. We're going to see an Iron Head come out into the Kartana too. It doesn't even knock out my Kartana actually, which is alright. It flinches me, which I don't care about because of the fact that I will still be able to knock out the Togedemaru with my Incineroar here. Knock out the Togedemaru. Yep. And now, the only way my opponent can come back is if you have a mixed Salamence or Draco Meteor, which is really rare these days, especially if it's not a Sand team, or if it's double edge crit into my Latios. So I'll keep snatching here. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. I could see a double edge into the Incineroar slot. I could see it in the Kartana slot. It is going to be Kartana once again. I could have also switched out Incineroar and the Latios, but that is a little bit risky there. Because I really don't want to risk Salamence getting up a potential Dragon Dance right there. So I'll go into Latios here. And this game should be sealed up if I do get Ice Beam off. So I think I positioned myself fine. The Salamence is at -1. So it comes down to this, because if I do get crit, I will lose the game. I think I could have positioned myself better, but right now this is the best way I can deal with it. So we'll Snatch. Prevents a Roost too. This Double Edge is going to come out. Doesn't crit my Latios, and that is going to be a good game. So a bit of luck in this game, yet really, I don't know if I would have been able to knock out the Volcarona, even if it lived with a Sliver. Like, it was going to go for a Giga Drain, which I feel like maybe a double up would have knocked out my Feeny, but I don't know if it gets my berry or not. I would get a free switch in though, which wouldn't be too bad for me, I think. So no matter what, I feel like I was still okay in my position regardless. And yeah, there really wasn't much my opponent could have done. I think it really just came down to crit. I think I could have managed the end game a little bit better, but I really just didn't want to risk double edge into that Incineroar slot. Because if my opponent caught the Latios, could have made the game a little bit difficult, especially if I would have to, because I can't protect with my Latios, so I would have to play a switching game, and that gives my opponent momentum. Maybe an opportune time to set up Dragon Dance. So I think my play was the optimal one. Of course, I did have to rely on not getting crit, but didn't get crit, so luckily able to pull through. Yeah, actually, was that Master Mark again? Because I think I faced him so many times. If it was Master Mark, I'll look back in the recording. If it was, I'll link his stuff down in the description. He does stream a lot, so I highly recommend go check him out. But yeah, able to pull out a win, which is really nice. Latios being able to put in some work. Let me see, what was the 4 he brought? He brought Nihilego, he brought Salamence, he brought Volcarona, and he brought Totodile. So actually, Mamoswine, again, a Pokemon I could have bring. My opponent didn't have a real big counter to Mamoswine other than the Pokemon I thought my opponent was going to bring, like potentially Milotic. It seems like my opponents don't really like bringing Milotic against my team, but then again, it does make sense. I thought maybe my opponent was going to play weaken the card, protect the Togedemaru, so Milotic can potentially sweep my team. As we got Ultra Terry from the United States of Texas. Well, Texas of the United States, with the team of Charizard, Araquanid, Tapu Koko, Landorus Fairy, the Cresselia, and Kartana. I have played Terry multiple times with this team. He's been in my streams before. We've done viewer battles. Should be pretty interesting. Calm Mind, Electric Seed, Cresselia. I don't remember what the Kartana was. Z-move Koko. I think it's Z, Araquanid. Mega Charizard Y with Tailwind. I think double Fire move. And Scarf Landorus. So let's see how I want to approach this. I do like Landorus plus my Xurkitree. I really like Latios here. I don't like facing Calm Mind. Snatch is going to be probably useful in this game. Mamoswine can put in some work, yet again, I think you're going to bring Cress in this game. I think we're going to see the Charizard for sure. I don't know if you're going to bring the Landorus. I definitely can see Koko, and I think you bring the Landorus as the last one. I don't really see a Araquanid being brought here. I don't think it really does that much work against me. And I could see Kartana, but I'm not exactly too sure if you want to bring it. So I think lead-wise, I want to go Xurkitree plus Incineroar. I don't really like Feeny in this matchup. I think Kartana and Latios are the ways to go in the back. There are multiple ways I can win this game, but it just comes down to a bunch of factors. One, this Electric Seed, Calm Mind, Cresselia is going to be a pain. I'm probably going to have to like snatch it. Yeah, I basically got to keep Incineroar alive, I think, in order to beat it down, which is going to be a little bit frustrating. Two, Xurkitree, I think, is like a great opener, because I could sub. There are a bunch of things I can do, so Xurkitree plus Incineroar will lead here against my opponent's Landorus, Tapu Koko. Okay. So I can fake out the Landorus. I don't feel like the Landorus wants to take an HP Ice plus a... Like, I have an obvious fake on the Landorus. I'm not sure if you want to stay in with Landorus. I could fire off a Z move into Koko. I could fake out the Landorus, go for the HP Ice. I could go for the Z move into Koko. I think both would be fair plays. If I get rid of this Koko, I'm in a decent spot. Really, I want to sub. I really want to sub with Xurkitree. Or I really want to Thunderbolt this Landers. But I think going for my Gigavolt Havoc into Koko is fine here, and just a fake out. I really don't think you should risk your Landers turn 1, but we'll find out. Yeah, we're gonna see Landers retreat. I think Cresselia or Charizard's coming in. Charizard is gonna come out, so oh, I could have went for a Thunderbolt, but we'll see if the Koko protects or not. It doesn't. Great. At least I'm gonna get the knockout on Koko, unless you go for the Volt Switch. But if I remember right, Terry had Taunt. Yeah, he had Taunt on the Koko, so I'm okay with that trade. We're going to see the Gigavolt Havoc. That's probably going to be an attempt to get rid of my Incineroar. I think Xurkitree would survive a Gigavolt Havoc. If it doesn't, I might have some issues. Yet I'm pretty sure it should. Yeah, it is my Zerk. Okay, I think I should survive this. Yeah, I do. Okay. So I'm able to get rid of my opponent's Koko. That's pretty big. Getting rid of that Koko is so nice for my team. Yeah. So we'll get rid of Koko there. That's pretty big because that's opening up the door for my Latios. Now if I can get rid of this Charizard, I can maybe open up the way for my Cortana to do a lot of work here. My Latios is looking in a pretty good position though. We will be able to get rid of Koko. Look at that Z. Look at that Z. KO to Koko. Let's go. Beast boost. So yeah, optimal play there would have been to fake out the Koko and Thunderbolt. I could have made that hard read, but I didn't think it was the optimal turn 1 lead. We are going to see the Landers come out. And obviously I don't want to risk my Incineroar. I will hard switch in the Latios. Oh really? I wonder if the Landers is going to U-turn or Earthquake. I could see U-turn come out here. I don't think U-turn would really help. I mean, it would do a lot to my Latios, especially since I Mega Evolve. But I would survive the combination, and Landers would be forced to switch out into that last Pokemon. Nothing outspeeds my Latios on my opponent's team. Unless Charizard goes for Tailwind, but even then, let me see. A Rockwanid, I don't expect a Rockwanid here. Cortana, I guess, but I could always just switch back in my Incineroar. So I don't feel like there's much my opponent can do here that can really, really threaten my Latios. I think U-turn will be coming out, though, and or maybe we could see Rock Slide, Tailwind. I could also see that play. I could see Earthquake here, but I don't think you're going to Earthquake. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that Rock Slide or U-turn. I mean, U-turn here. But let's see here. Go Xurkitree. Charizard doesn't Mega Evolve, so I'm guessing it's just Tailwinding this turn. We are going to see the U-turn come out. Actually, it's in the Zerk. Okay, that's good for me. Tailwind's going to come out. Alright, I can get my own Tailwind up. I can go out into my Incineroar here, and I can get my own Tailwind. Okay. And I will go my Incineroar since I think Xurkitree still has some worth. Especially since I don't want my opponent to get into a position with Calm Mind Cresselia, so I will make this play. I think it's very safe here. And we'll see what my opponent decides and reacts. We're going to see the Charizard Mega Evolve here. I'm pretty sure Cresselia is the last Pokemon, and it will be a U-turn out into that Cresselia. I will be able to take Heat Waves for days from my opponent, which is the good part. Let's see what my opponent's going to do. Mega Evolve. Because at this point, it's just really looking hard to get rid. Okay, as long as I keep my Incineroar healthy, I should be able to check the Cresselia. U-turn comes out, should be my Latios. Yep. Doesn't do much thanks to that Intimidate plus the extra bulk. Let's see, I think Cresselia comes out here. Yeah, it is going to be the Cresselia revealed. Okay. Heat Wave just going to come out. Shouldn't do too much damage to my team. Yeah, Latios ate that up. No burn, which is good, and I will get a Tailwind up. So I have one more turn of Tailwind in my opponent, which is crucial. I will go for the Fake Out here into the Cresselia. I can see multiple things. One, I could see the Cresselia just switching out into the Landers, but would you really make that play? That's a really aggressive play. I kind of want to Roost here, but at the same time, I could also just target down the Charizard aggressively, which also might be worth. I think I'm going to fake out the Cresselia and Roost, because I don't want Landers coming in for free. I could have just Psyshocked the Charizard, it looks like, but I think I'm okay with that trade. We're going to see the Keyberry. Oh, wait, it was an Electric Seed. It's Keyberry. Okay. Roost. And we'll see what the Charizard does for it. If it just goes for Heat Wave, it's really not doing too much damage to me, so I think I'm okay here. We are going to see the Heat Wave once again. into my Latios. Again, doesn't really do too much damage. Cresselia flinches. And I'll go for a... Did I snatch here? I don't think it's worth snatching. I think it might be just worth to double into Charizard slot this turn. And I will go for that play. Charizard going to protect here. Very nice play for my opponent. I wonder if Psyshock plus Flare Blitz will be enough to get rid of this Charizard. That's the big question. Here comes the Icy Wind. Okay, that Icy Wind really didn't do too much damage. I do want to deny my opponent Tailwind the following turn. Because Tailwind peers out for my opponent, yeah. So he's still slower than me right now. I think the best play is to go for the Flare Blitz here into the Charizard and go for a Psyshock. I think doubling up the Charizard is still the smartest play. It catches any switch in, other than Cresselia switching out into Landorus, but I think that's a fine trade for me, as we are going to see that play. Because if I can get rid of the Charizard, I feel like I'm in a pretty decent spot. We're going to see the Landorus come out. Although, really, maybe I should have just Ice Beam the Landorus slot. Psyshock going to come out into the Charizard. I think Talon's coming out, or maybe you're going to go for Heat. That's Psyshock. Doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping for. We will see the Tailwind come out once again. Flare Blitz into the Charizard. I'm really worried about U-turn Heat Wave in the Latios. I think I gotta make an aggressive read. Do you target down my Latios this turn? I think it comes down to, do you target down my Latios this turn? Or do you target down my Incineroar and Rock Slide? Because I feel like I win the game if I call this right. Otherwise, I put myself in a really bad position where it's going to be hard to crawl up. Do I risk my Incineroar? I feel like my opponent would U-turn here, since I think I revealed that I didn't have Protect on the Latios. I think it's worth to knock off the Charizard, and I think it's worth sacking my Xurkitree here. Yeah. Or actually no, it was worth sacking my Kartana more than Xurkitree. I think Xurkitree was useful because I could have still protected. That's a misplay. Yeah, it is a U-turn coming out. Okay. That should be Heat Wave, because U-turn probably wouldn't have knocked out the Latios without it. I don't think Overheat's going to come out. I did make a pretty aggressive read, but it looks like it's going to work out here. Cresselia is going to come out. And Heat Wave. Okay. Should survive. Yep, I do. Perfect. I'm able to get my berry back. And knockoff will come out into the Charizard, finish it off. Okay, so I did call it right. It was going to be U-turn Heat Wave. The end is still questionable, though. I could go Kartana here. I could go Kartana here. I could go Latios. I think Latios is actually worth it. I think Latios is 100% worth it. Because if you want to knock out the Latios, you have to go for a U-turn. You have to lock yourself in a U-turn, and you have to go for Icy Wind here. If that's the case, Landorus is no longer a threat. I can focus to Cresselia because U-turn's really not doing much to the rest of my team. So I think I positioned myself in an okay spot. I will go out into the Kartana here. My opponent can go for Calm Mind or whatever, but I feel like without the Key Berry, my Incineroar will be able to win this game regardless. So, and I'll just keep snatching the Cresselia at this point. So, go Kartana here. As we're going to see, probably in Rock Slide? Yeah, Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide because you want to get rid of the Incineroar so you can potentially win the game with your Cresselia. Crit on Latios, Icy Wind. Okay, Latios avoids. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. No Calm Mind setup, which is nice. And Latios flinches. Okay. Makes it a little bit difficult, I guess. You have to Icy Wind again if you want to knock out Latios, but that's fine by me. I will go for a Leaf Blade, and I think I'll go for an Ice Beam. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I could go Incineroar, but I don't want Incineroar, and I'm going to be trying to fight through this flinch choice. Latios going to hang on. Icy Wind going to come out. Kartana avoids this time, but Latios doesn't. I would rather be avoiding the rock slides, not for the damage, because the damage really doesn't matter at this point. It's more of the flinch. I kind of need the... Ooh, it's frustrating. Because now I'm probably forced to take a rock slide with Incineroar, and this isn't looking too good now. Especially since Cresselia probably gets a free Calm Mind up here. I will Leaf Blade. I will fake out the Landorus. Hopefully, I might be able to knock out the Landorus depending on its spread. Let's see. Because it's not an Intimidate Kartana, so we'll find out. Calm Mind going to be set up from the Cresselia. I think I positioned myself okay, but we'll find out. Leaf Blade into the Landorus. Doesn't knock it out. That's actually decently bulky. And I can't afford to have another crit chance. I will go for the knockoff plus Leaf Blade. Rock Slide gonna come out. Kartana avoids here, which is nice. Ooh, double avoid, which is so big. It really only came down to if my opponent got a double flinch, because Rock Slide was not knocking out Incineroar or a crit on Incineroar. Those were the only ways my opponent can come back. My Incineroar was gonna take it pretty healthily. I was gonna have like probably around 40, I think, HP, which means this Cresselia couldn't beat me down. So I would have been fine with that regardless, and then I just keep spamming Snatch and Leaf Blade over and over again, because this Cresselia can't knock out my Kartana, and I denied this Cresselia any recovery. So knockoff going to come out into the Cresselia, not really that much damage. And yeah, it looks like Kartana should be able to win this game, as I will go for a Leaf Blade, and I will Snatch, just in case. Although I think you're going to Icy Wind. But the match is going to be forfeited. So we will take 2 wins in today's episode. Very good game to Terry. We faced actually 2 players that I know very well, I believe. If it was Master Mark in the first game. But basically, I had a huge knowledge of just what Terry's team does. He's been using the team for quite a while. Was able to effectively handle, I think, just board positioning wise. I think I just had to fight through the rock slides. And I did call that really big turn where you double the Latias, because I feel like Latias would have been in pain for my opponent. Otherwise, I feel like you get a pretty safe target into the Latias slot with U-turn plus Heat Wave. Since I revealed that I didn't have Protect, I revealed all 4 of my moves. So yeah, I felt like that I could risk that. Of course, if I could have double switched. I was thinking of double switching there because it wouldn't have made a difference. But I mean, it would have made a difference. But like, because I didn't risk my Incineroar. But I felt like at that point I had to make a bit of a more riskier move, because of the fact that I did double target the Charizard when it protected that one turn, which lost me a bit of momentum, and I could have actually called the Cresselia switching out into Landorus, which I thought could have been possible, but I thought maybe my opponent would try to get maybe a Calm Mind up, which I didn't exactly want from my opponent at that point, because if you have Landorus still healthy in the back, it's still difficult for me to come back. So I felt like overall the better trade for me was trying to target down the Charizard, because Charizard was just the offensive threat. Force Landorus to lock itself in the move because it was Scarf, and then Latios can clean up the Landorus easily, but unfortunately it didn't, because it had to fight through the rock slide flinch. But as long as Incineroar was healthy, as I said, I could check the Calm Mind Cresselia, and since I got our Charizard, Kartana was able to put in a ton of work there. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below, show some support. As well as you can check out the rest of my social medias down below. Everything will be linked in the description, such as my side series, the previous episodes of VGC 2018 Baek Battles, and of course my Twitch channel if you do want to follow along for some streams. And of course, if you do want to try out the team, there is a paste bin of it down below with all the EVs, movesets, all that. Link down below if you want to try it out. And finally, that's pretty much it. Feel free to leave a comment, as I do read them. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.